Alright, so we've got another how to level up guide, and we're going to look at standard rogue. I will point out this deck actually I used in wild rogue as well, kind of by accident, but actually still works. So it's pretty cool though. I guess it's because the power level's gone up a lot. So what can we say about this deck? Well, probably the most important thing to mention is that you can get some really quite interesting combos with this, for instance. So this can let you do big combos, because anything after this, if it kills a minion, will be two. So you could do this into Private Eye, for example. And there's big combos, for instance, Prep with Azaran Vessel is also very strong. But obviously, the standout card in this deck is probably Halkias, because this card is just amazing. And it's something which is, I think, almost like it's not really been understood by a lot of the player base yet. But if you get this card out early, you can really just get it again and again to come back out. And it works really, probably the best with Perjury, because this means you're always going to have a secret available. Because a lot of the time, the secrets, such as Double Cross, your opponent will trigger that immediately. And the same with Sticky Situation. But with Perjury, it means that they will never trigger it, and you'll always have that secret out. So if you've got Halkias, or even if you've got Ghastly Gravedigger, this is also really useful to put in. This is also a good target for Shadow Step, the Ghastly Gravedigger, because obviously, if they've only got a few cards, if they're playing a fast deck, they've only got a few cards left, you can just put them down to nothing, and then they're basically top decking. So it's like, yeah, so then you can really work well with that. This, sometimes I keep in my opening hand. It's never like I mean, you don't want to be. When I was playing in Wild, I like it's really good against a Void Lord or something like that. Because obviously you don't want that thing dying, because then it's just a whole another mess. What happens after that? So that's a good card to have as well. This is always good. The Shroud of Concealment is like one of those cards that like it really is just an arcane intellect. Like it just helps you draw through the deck more quickly. Obviously, the other combo with Azaran Vessel is the Gone Fishing one, which obviously puts those extra 3/3s out there. So that's pretty useful. If the game is going long, you might want to hold on to these till late game. So for the initial starting hand, I actually like to keep Private Eye in the initial starting hand, because there's a good chance you'll be able to combo it. And if you have got, and if you've got no secrets, then you can also, and the other thing about that is that if you have one secret out, you can guarantee the other two. So that's why you don't want to necessarily, even though these are cheaper cards, you don't necessarily want them in your opening hand. So you kind of want to build up. You might want to prep, you might want God Fishing. I guess Double Cross is the one you might want to have in your opening hand, just because it enables you to get more cards. And I would keep that in the opening hand as well. So things like that, pretty useful. I do keep this in the opening hand, because this is obviously, like I mentioned earlier, this is prep into this. So you can imagine, and when I was talking about the extended combo, it is if there was another Serrated Bones, but it would be even more. Like for instance, if you did a prep into this, for instance, right, then you could basically do prep into Bone Spike into Vessel for 3, right? So that is one sort of combo that you might do. And yeah, other than that, these guys are pretty self-explanatory. This can be pretty useful when there's a lot of taunt out. Potentially that is a good sort of way to get around. You do this, they put down their big taunt, and then you just take control of it. And that's if you keep this in the opening hand, depending on how long the game's going to go. Because infuse 7 is quite a lot. But still got to destroy as the battle cry generally. So that's similar to the 5 mana 3/4 we used to have, and even the 1 mana 1/2 that would also clear it out of the way. Well, that was actually more powerful, that one. But so yeah, I mean that is a card in Wild. Yeah, there's definitely Wild decks of this that I could go for, because this worked so well in Wild anyway. To have some of those extra Wild cards would be interesting. But yeah, really cool deck. Shadow Step again. Shadow Step also is good on Mr. Smite, because obviously it gives you a 5 Smite. So you could do it twice if you had it. If you did it and then you did a Shadow Step and then you used your other Shadow Step on the following turn or something like that. But yeah, lots of fun stuff to do and a cool deck to level up with. So thanks for watching.